how is it going? What is up? How hope you're all doing well on this Saturday or Saturday evening, I guess for some people. Maybe it's Sunday for some people. I know for some people who are in the other parts of the world, it's probably about Sunday, but for those of you who are in the United States, I know it is still Saturday. Probably not so much for soon for the East Coast, but definitely for the mhm, definitely for the West Coast. It's pretty close to Saturday, or it's still Saturday for a bit of a while, isn't it? God dang, I don't know why my hair is all messed up. Hair's all messed up today, ain't it? Anyway, we are back with test episode 2 of iGaming tips and tricks, which is a bit of a tips and tricks video talk show where we explain and help you with all the tips and tricks that you may need to know or may want to know about gaming. So, anything like FPS games, fighting games, all that stuff. That's pretty much what we do, at on this. So, you know, with that having been said, though, everybody, I mean, thank you for being here. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out, and thank you for being part of the show right now. But yeah, with that having been said, let's go ahead and thank everyone who's already hosted / all hosted. If you've not been said hello to yet and you want to be said hello to, you know what to do. You can say hello. But yeah, with that having been said, I mean, thank you everyone for joining me. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out. And to all the hosts / all hosts, I mean, thank you for hosting / all hosting. But yeah, with that having been said, though, let's go ahead and get right into it. So we're going to start with some, at least in my opinion, some basic tips that I feel we didn't go over in the last tips and tricks video. And one of them is cover, and talking about cover. And for many of you, you may be wondering, what is cover? What the heck do I mean by cover? Well, cover is something that for many of you are remember, or maybe you know, in an FPS game. Cover is basically is basically your way of protecting yourself during a firefight. Cover can be a wall, it can be, a door, it can be a trash can, it can be, even in like Apex Legends, it can be something as simple as a supply bin. But that would be cover. Now, a lot of people use cover incorrectly, and that's one of the main problems that we see when it comes to playing on cover and playing with cover. Heck, even using cover can be mistaken or wrong. So let me show you. Since I got a whiteboard or a dry erase board during Christmas, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I mean by cover entirely, everybody. So, let me draw it out, and then we'll go ahead and continue to talk about or I'll continue to talk and show you what I mean by cover. So let me go ahead and get this into a point where I can draw this out. So cover is basically, let's just say this is your wall here. So your wall, let's just say this is your wall, and this is the enemy wall here. So let's just say right here is the enemy's wall. So I'll show you all what I mean, but in just a sec. Alright, so this is what I mean by, and I'm sorry I drew it out kind of incorrectly, or kind of drew it out messy, but this is kind of what I mean by this is cover. So you can see here how I've drawn basically two walls in the case of an L. So you'll see like one L here. This is the enemy wall, and then you can see over here, if I put it over here, you can see like the other L, which is a little more messy, is your other wall. So those are basically your two walls. This one is going to be the enemy wall. Up here, this is your wall, which is the wall that you're protecting. Now, let's just say, for instance, that in the case of this situation, let's just say in this is where your enemy is. Your enemy is like right there. You are like right there. So so you can see this is your situation where you can kind of see how in this situation your enemy is right here and you are like right here. Actually, let me change the wall here. Let me go ahead and change the wall here a little bit, everybody. So since yeah, so basically it's like that, and it's like that, basically everybody. So all right, so this is like the two walls here. So these are like the two walls here, and sorry that they're a little messy, but you can see how these are two walls here. This one right here up here is your enemy. That one down here is you. And what cover is basically you hiding behind the wall and stuff. Now let's just say one of their enemy teammates, which will draw, is like right here, and then let's just say one of your teammates are right there. You know, this is also cover. So you can see how how in this situation, everybody, you can see how in this situation here, everybody, you see there's one enemy behind cover, clearly loads behind the wall and behind cover, so they can't be seen by this guy here. They also probably can't be seen, as you can see, by that guy there. But you also have one enemy that's kind of exposed. They can't see this guy here, but they can see that guy here. So what happens in this situation? Well, let's just say in this situation, your enemy sees this guy here. So we're gonna put a blue X here to mark this guy. So your enemy basically will see this guy here. So you probably see that blue X, right? I'm hoping. But you'll see that blue X there. That is the reference of your enemy. I can bring that a little closer. Yeah, I can bring that a little closer. So you can see that there. As well as, just so that you all know what I'm looking at, or what I'm drawing here, that's there. Alright, so that's one thing that your enemy sees. So what your enemy probably will do, and we're going to say that your enemy is planning to do this, they're going to probably move out of cover, aka peek. They're going to peek out of cover. So, let's just say your partner is unaware of the situation. They don't know what happened. So your enemy is probably going to go ahead and basically peek out of cover. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get this into a good position so you can see. But you can see that blue arrow there. Your enemy's going to try to peek out of cover. And then they're basically, and I'm going to show you this in a sense. Once they've gotten out of cover, which, again, I'm going to mark by an X, they're probably going to start firing this way. So they're going to fire over here, like so. And they're going to try to attack your partner right there. So I'll show you all what I mean. Now, now in this situation, your partner may not be aware that they're peeking out of cover. So your partner isn't aware that they are peeking out of cover, but you can see how the arrow works there. Your partner isn't aware that they are peeking out of cover, and they're going to be getting under fire. So what happens at this point? Well, at this point, you have a decision. Let's just say that this is you. So I'm going to go ahead and put this here. This is you. So you're probably going to peek out cover here, and then you're going to start firing at that guy. They're going to start firing at the guy here while he is firing at your partner. So, you'll see what I mean. So, basically, your reaction probably is to get out of cover and peek out of this fire rates here. So again, you can see how the situation is rolling out. Now, what happens if you are also under pressure, aka your partner or your their teammate sees what you're doing and they try to fire at you? So let's just go ahead and say that they just saw you and they're basically going to start firing at you. Well, now you have to utilize cover. But the problem is, in this situation, because you probably were both hugging the wall so closely, so you guys could see that. In this situation, because you were both hugging the wall so closely, most likely you both will get shot at and taken out pretty quickly if, let's say, you get into a bad reload or something. And that's not very good use of cover. That, of course, is not very good use of cover. That is pretty bad use of cover. So, what do we do? Well, in this kind of situation, hang on, everybody. In this kind of situation, we gotta reset and refigure that out. So, let's go ahead and reset the board here. And let's redraw out another situation where we properly use cover, because in that situation we were definitely not in proper use of cover. We were in pretty bad use of cover there, and that the problem with us being in that bad of a cover usage there was the fact that we were too close to the wall. We were hugging the wall way too closely, and we were basically, making it to where we were open targets for our enemy, or our opponent. So, let's go ahead and redraw the situation. But in this case, maybe using the right type of cover, or the right way of doing cover. So, alright, so same situation in some case. In some case, just just this time, the situation has changed. So in this case, we're going to have our two guys here, like before. They're in bad usage of cover for say, they're basically hugging the wall. But in your case, you two are basically kind of out of sight. So, in this case, though, you two are kind of out of sight. So, in this situation, we are basically utilizing cover a little better. So, here's the same situation, basically, in a sense, with us redrawing it. So, you can see how the situation is kind of the same, except now we're a little outside of cover. We're a little outside of hugging the wall. So in this case, now we have the advantage. And to show you that we have the advantage, let's just say this guy decides to peek because he sees you, but he wants to attack, so he decides to peek here. This enemy here, I'll show you what I mean, is basically firing or trying to fire at your teammate from here. And then you basically are open because you have this site of cover. So let's just say this is your site here. And let's just say your teammate has sight like right here somewhere. So I'll show you what I mean. So you both have now sight because you're a little more outside of cover range. So you can see here what I'm talking about when it comes to cover. You can see how when you're a little more outside of the cover range, not exactly hugging the wall, you have a little more sight. You can see how you have a little more sight. So maybe both your enemies are attacking at the same time, but they're not at an advantage. And because they're not at an advantage, they can basically have it to where you and your teammate fire. So let's just say you and your teammate fire at your enemies. Let's just say they have an old crap moment, or they're not paying attention, but they run out of ammo. So let's just say your enemies are out of ammo, or they are in a reload, or reload state, or reload state. So you can see the situation. They run out of ammo, or they're in a reload state. As you can see from what I wrote down here. At this point, what you do now is, let's just say they try to hug the wall. So they hug the wall, and they are in a reload state. They're low health. So what happens? Well, they're hugging the wall. You get an open shot, and now they're all scrambling, wondering how the heck you shot them from whatever X amount of distance. Well, you see what happened there. You all see what happened there when it came down to that X amount of distance. They were hugging the wall. You had a open load state, or an open state to basically, rain down on them to some degree. And that's exactly what you need to do to move forward with, with the situation, was to basically, you had to basically make it to where you were in a state where they were needed to be reloading, and while they were reloading, you ended up basically being in the advantage because of your distance. Now, let's just say you did end up getting a reload, or you had to have a reload yourself. Well, even if you had to have a reload yourself, you probably could reload and still have a good sight or good insight or vision on them as well, and that would allow you to basically in turn allow you to basically finish off the job and basically end the fight with you winning on top, because while they're still hugging the wall hoping that you don't get sight of them, their head is probably peeking out, or you probably do have a good chance to make them pay for their problem. That make them pay for peeking their head, or just being a little too close to that wall, thinking that they're in cover, or thinking that they don't have any line of sight in the game, or you don't have any line of sight in the game, when you totally would have line of sight in the game, and you could, basically make them pay for that. Whereas they, maybe seeing you peek out or whatever, but, by the time they realize what happened, you're already back in cover, and you're already safe from harm, versus, being not in cover, and, well, yeah, happening to, have that happen to you. So that's why, at least when it comes to playing cover and stuff, always remember, stay at a distance. You don't have to be right in the middle of the wall. You don't have to be up close and personal hugging the wall just to be in cover. 9 out of 10 times, if you're up close hugging the wall, you're more likely to end up having it to where you are an open target. And if you get caught in a reload and you're trying to get back into cover, guess what will happen when they shoot at you while you're trying to reload? Yeah, you get hit. And you get hit bad. So, remember that will happen if you don't use cover correctly, which is why it's important to remember to use cover with a thought process of, okay, I'm going to have to be at a little more of a distance. Now, there are exceptions to that rule. One of the exceptions to that rule is if the game will allow you to run and basically hug or put your back to the wall. If that happens, then you will have a good chance of not being spotted easily or having it to where people are going to miss when it comes to shooting you. But a lot of times, if you're playing games like Counter-Strike, Apex Legends, even Ring of Asylum, Iron Sights, whatever the shooter game is, 9 out of 10 times you don't have the capability of hugging the wall, and you have to kind of go based on, like, how much distance am I really, floating out there for my view? How much view sight does my enemy have on me when it comes to being like super huggy to the wall or just super close to the wall, thinking that nobody will spot you? Usually someone will spot you if they pay attention to when you're hugging the wall too closely. So, my suggestion is be a little more distant from the wall. Don't exactly hug the wall, but keep your sight within maybe 3 footsteps, maybe even 5 footsteps to a wall, just so that you can basically make sure that you're able to have some room to hopefully have your opponent miss their shot when they need to make their shots. And I think that's where we're going to end this point for cover. Obviously, I will go over this point again with Val and Cozy when we do this episode, the next episode, if Val and Cozy is available, which I hope he will be. But but for now, that is just the point I want to make when it comes down to, when it comes down to cover and whatnot and all that other stuff, so, so yeah, keep that in mind, when you are, planning all of this and whatnot. Anyway, so let's move on to our next point, which is, of course, hipfire versus ADS. Now, you're probably thinking, what is ADS? What does that mean? Well, it's short, for those of you who've never played a shooter game, or for those of you who don't play shooter games that often, ADS is aim down sights. And, this topic is now going to be, we're going to shift the topic to now talking about when to aim down sights and when not to aim down sights. So, yeah. So yeah, right. That's something that we do need we do need to discuss, because if we don't discuss this, some of you may be wondering, like, I keep losing. Why am I losing? Well, one of the main reasons you might be losing is because, of course, you're not, you're basically not you're ADSing too often. You're hard scoping too often. Some may call this also hard scoping, so, keep that in mind. But, so, alright. Alright. So, with that being said, let's talk about aim down sights versus hip firing. When should you use it? That's a good question. But, the determining factor of when should you use it and when should you not, well, it all depends on you, It really is all dependent on what you, what you think is necessary. But usually here are some good general tips for of course, ADSing versus hipfire. Close combat versus, are you close range? Are you medium range? or are you pretty far range? That's a good time to determine when to use this particular set, when to use ADS versus hip firing. If you're medium to long range or medium to close range, then yes, ADS. Then ADS to your heart's content. ADS to your heart's content if you're medium to long range or medium to close range, because usually medium to close range situation or medium to long range situations or medium range situations are the best time to ADS, because again, you're going to need that precision, that extra little bit of umph to get you through the day. But at the end of the day, if you're at a long range situation or even at a situation that's like medium to close range, don't even bother with ADS. It's probably not going to help you. Same would be said, could be said, or should probably would be said when it comes down to close range situation only. If you're within close range situation or within punching distance, don't bother with ADSing. ADSing is just not going to be good for the gun or good for you in general. Now, this can also be the same argument with this could also be the same argument when it comes down to playing with weapons. Certain weapons may react differently to others. Other weapons may react well with the way things work. For instance, if you are using a Mastiff, the Mastiff spreads like a mother trucker. It might be well worth your time to try and quick shot or quick ADS, even if it's just for a second, the Mastiff, just to lower the spread. But, I understand that for some people, hip firing the Mastiff might be the best option they have. Keep in mind that it's situational. But usually, something like the Mastiff in Apex Legends, it's probably better to hip fire it when you can and where you can, because it'll basically allow you to push or put the most amount of damage on your enemy. Or your opponent. So, again, let me draw out some situations here, about, like, explaining when it's good to use ADS and when it's not good to use ADS, shall I? Just so that you have a better understanding and a better idea of what is happening, everybody. So, so this is a long-range situation here. Let's just say your opponent is here, you are here. Let's say your opponent has a Sentinel. Let's just say your opponent has a Sentinel. You have an R301 in the case of situation. Now, you can see, and I'll change colors here. You'll be able to see here that that the distance between you is pretty far. It's pretty dang far, distance-wise. And, that's not a bad thing sometimes. But you can see how, in this situation, the distance between you is pretty far. So, yeah. So, yeah, you can see here how, in this case, or in this situation, and I'll go ahead and give you a little bit of a better thing. You can see how this would be a good situation to use ADS. This would be, in my opinion, a good situation to use ADS. So, should you use ADS? Let's write that down. Let's go ahead and write that down. Should you use ADS? And the answer is yes. The answer, of course, is yes. Yes, you should. The answer is yes. You should use ADS in this kind of situation. And as you'll see, in this kind of situation here, you see, it's better because you're in such a far range. You can use ADS here, and you'll be perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine to use ADS here. Now, let's just say, for the heck of it, you run into the same kind of situation, except this time, it's closer. It's a little bit closer range. So, let's just say, for the sake of the video here, or the sake of the stream here, that you run into this situation, but it's now at a much closer range. So what do you do in this closer range situation? Well, I mean, really, it's not that different, honestly. But, you know, so, here's where this guy is. I have to say, you are here. So yeah, as you can see, this is the same guns, same situation. But now the sniper will have more pressure. As you can see, the sniper has a little more pressure. So what should you use ADS in this kind of situation? Well, it depends. Honestly, I would say that in this situation, if they are rushing to you, let's just say this sniper is starting to rush to you because they have a R99 secondary. Let's just say they have an R99 secondary. They know that you are not moving, because let's just say that, you know, you're not moving because you are in cover. Let's just say you're in cover here. They know that you're not moving. They want to rush you, but they're getting suppressed by you. But of course, they're getting suppressed by you. So in this case, in this situation, again, I'll show you what I mean. You can all see what I mean here. In this situation, they have an R99. They're going to pull out their R99 and try to rush you. So, and you know they have an R99 because they were shooting your teammates. Let's just say your teammate is here. They just got knocked down. And let's just say they were knocked down. So, we're going to have your teammate here. You know they got shot by an R99. Because they got a little too impatient and they rushed. They rushed you. So you know they have an R99 in this situation. Let's just say your other teammate tried to rush, but they also got knocked by the same guy. Now they're trying to crawl back to you. Now they're going to try to crawl back to you for the revive. Now in this situation, obviously, if it is just one guy, you don't want to rush the one guy. Or you don't want to rush. You don't want them to rush. You don't want them to rush you in this situation. So, let's just say, show you why I drew here. Just so you can see. But in this situation, as you can see, your teammate's crawling back to you. They want to revive. Your other teammate is down. They're probably not going to get back up. But this one guy is all alone. Now he's getting impatient. Let's just say that for the sake of this demonstration or the sake of this example, he hears you basically starting to revive. But this is your buffer move. Now, this would be considered a buffer move because what you're trying to do at this point, when he hears the revive going off, he probably will be thinking, oh, now's my time to rush them. So, you know, they'll probably want to rush you. And when they rush you, instead of going through with full revive, you stop the revive and you basically take them out. Take them out because they're going to probably have their R99 trying to rush you, hoping to make clean work of you. But at the end of the day, you know, they were not expecting you to, you know, utilize that buffer to make them impatient and pay for their issue or their mistake. So again, Should you use ADS when they are rushing you? Absolutely. But as they get closer, switch to hip fire, everybody. So yeah. And yeah, you know, that's something you want to do. So yeah. But you know, hang on. But I know some of you are going to say, but I'm having trouble with hip firing. I'm always missing my shots. What do I do? Well, get used to it. You're going to probably need to hip fire more often than you think. And yes, hip firing is not easy. It's dependent again on the gun. If you're using a pistol, then take your time with the shots. You know, Hey, hang on one sec. Alright, so you're probably thinking though, alright, why would I take my time on the shots with a pistol when basically I can you know when basically I can, you know, shoot the pistol as fast as you want. Well, the issue with this is the fact that by shooting the pistol as fast as you can, or trying to shoot the pistol as fast as you can, you will end up basically messing up your shot. Messing up to the point where, you know, where you're probably going to miss more shots than you do. Which is, you know, something. But yeah. But yeah. So yeah, that's one thing that you gotta remember or think about when it comes down to it. Everybody, but yeah. That's something that you gotta, you know, you gotta do. You gotta do when it comes down to playing, or even just, you know, or just in general, you know, playing, or, you know, thinking about all these little things, all these little moves. And I mean, same thing like with close range. I mean, obviously in close range, never use ADS if you can. But I know some of you out there are already kind of in my ear saying, "But there isn't it like if I use ADS or whatever, isn't it going to lower my bloom and lower my you know, my mistake on recoil or recoil control?" And yes, that could happen, but remember, ADSing lowers bloom while also lowers the amount of recoil or spread. But it's not necessary when you get that close range in fight. Because again, you want to keep your full mobility in a close range battle situation. And you want to be able to maybe punch or, you know, switch to melee if it's absolutely necessary or needed. So, you know, remember, in situations, unless you are a dedicated sniper, in situations you don't want to engage in an ADS battle. Snipers or long range battles are really the only time where you would probably consider using ADS or aim down sights, everybody. But yeah. That's that topic. So I guess we'll move on to the next point that I will be talking about for this particular tips and tricks video. And this particular tips and tricks video may not be extremely that long because, you know, unlike when I'll have like maybe Nicosia and stuff, we will probably be able to go over more tips, more detail, and we'll be able to, you know, discuss this a little bit more, everybody. So, you know, a lot of this is just going to be very, very quick, very, very right to the point, and just summing up my experience and stuff, you know. But yeah. So. Anyway. All right, so let's move on to the next the next tip slash point, which is which I'm sure for many of you is a question of semi-auto or full auto fire, or should I say single fire or full auto mode switches. Mode switches are an interesting question. It's interesting, and again, it becomes situational. I know for many of you, it's all about full auto fire. You're all about like, oh, I gotta have burst fire. I gotta have full auto fire. I gotta be able to fire as much as I can. This is a mistake that many players make. I mean, even today, even in today's day and age, you know, some games still have the switch mode or the fire switch mode because it serves a purpose. Now, maybe you may not realize or think that this serves a purpose, but it truly does still serve a purpose. So, you've got to remember that there's a certain point where you've got to engage. You've got to have like, points where you are either A using single fire because the situation calls for it, or you are full auto firing it. Now, when do these situations arrive? When do we have these situations happen? When can I expect myself to do or use these certain situations? Well, again, it all depends. One of the main ways to know when the situation is right is distance. Is always distance. Now, distance will always play a heavy role on what fire mode you use. Now, if you're using a gun like, for instance, the Havoc in Apex Legends, the Havoc has select fire, which may or may have not been vaulted. I don't know if I've seen the select fire recently, but select fire is something that will come into play as a Havoc user, because again, with select fire, as a Havoc user, you will be able to basically, fire in a single shot. And in long range situations, that is very good because it provides the most accuracy. But in other situations, you want to use full auto. Now, when do these situations arrive? Well, again, it's based on your situation. It's based on your awareness. You have to determine when this situation arrives. For instance, if you are medium to close range, it's probably better off to risk missing a shot or missing hitting the target and just suppressing them. Suppressing them, hoping that they either make a mistake by getting too close that you will just rip them apart, or you end up in a situation where you suppress them to where they have to, basically, basically end up, running away to some degree, everybody. So, with that being said, keep it in mind that, at the end of the day, it is based on situational awareness. You have to remember that at the end of the day, if the situation is long range, switch to single fire mode and just try to pop out a few shots on single fire, hoping that maybe you'll catch them off guard. If it's a medium to long range situation, then yeah, still use single fire, try to pop off a few shots on them. If it's a close range situation, though, be ready to hip fire. And I know hip firing is kind of, in most people's opinion, like, why in the world would I ever hip fire? Why in the world would I ever, use this as a thing? But, hip firing still serves a purpose, especially in medium to close range or situations where ADSing or aim down sighting would be particularly useless. Now, in cases like using an R99, then it's going to be a close range gun. It's going to be a gun where you have to basically hip fire, or at least to some degree focus on bringing as much rate or as little distance as you can. Now, don't get me wrong, the R99s can still fire at a pretty decent range, but it's just not as effective because it spits out so many bullets. So keep that in mind when you are playing with hip fire or no hip fire. So Mm-hmm. So yeah. um. Mm-hmm. Anyway. um. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, with that having been said, though, everybody, yeah, yeah. The next thing is talking about, or I would say probably to finish off things right now at the moment, because again, I don't know if this tips video and stuff will have many tips or tricks. We might continue it a little bit after the break, but mm, but with that having been said, one other thing is you gotta remember and this is the last tips and tricks I got for FPSs right now, is remember that at the end of the day, you've just got to, learn or realize to basically self-analyze yourself. Don't just, don't think too much about like what your teammates are doing. This is a mistake I make a lot, and of course, the more I play or the more I do things, I realize that there are some things that I need to look at myself. One of them is not just my expectations, but also self-analyzing myself, and be aware to be ready to self-analyze yourself, especially if you are a solo player to some degree. If you solo queue a lot, then be aware or be ready to self-analyze yourself, and just kind of remember that you need to realize that unless you get a full team together, unless you have that team that is like ready to go with you, this is going to be a time where, like I said, you've got to you've got to remember or take the time to realize that solo queuing is not going to be the most fun thing to do. In fact, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to be making a lot of errors. I know I have. And it's going to get you pretty frustrated pretty quickly. But you have to remember that this is also a good way for you to self-analyze and, determine, like, how can I improve? How do I, make myself better? And a lot of it will come down to, just knowing that you have to, do this for your own good sometimes. Yes, your teammates or your team, if you have a set team and stuff, will help you with whatever you need. They will pick up the cards, they will pick up the pieces of what you need. But when it comes down to like solo queuing anything, just one, have fun with it. Two, self-analyze yourself and know that you have to know what you need to do. So in the case of Apex Legends, if you're a Wraith main like I am, take the time in solo queue to get an idea of what Wraith can do. Get an idea of what Wraith can be done. And then also, use that solo queue time to, put together the other tips that I basically laid out for you, which of course is the, the usage of cover, The other thing, of course, being the factor of knowing when to shoot, and just like knowing how to spot out situations and stuff. One last thing I will give you is, if you are at a height disadvantage, and I know that there are times where height disadvantage may happen. If you're in a height disadvantage, I mean, obviously try to hip fire if you can, but my suggestion would be to, of course, just ADS if you need to hopefully take out that person that is at a height advantage. But one thing is, when it comes down to height advantage in any way, shape, or form, most time I would just say forget about it and let the opponent have their hidey hole, unless you know that they're really pushing to attack you. If they're pushing to attack you, then, by all means, get aggressive. Do whatever it takes to win that fight, because most time they may leave the hidey hole as soon as you basically leave or go to do something else, and they'll just come after you like a hawk or a raven, So, but yeah. But I will say, just do what you can to, you know, to self-analyze and figure out what you need to do. All right. So, last thing we're going to talk about is being a sniper. Now, being a sniper is not easy. It's kind of becoming a bit of an art. It's kind of becoming a lost thing because not many players are. What are you? I don't know. Who are you? Oh, I see. You might be a bot. I see you're a bot, are you? Well, you have 10 seconds to prove that you're not a bot, because I've had way too many people who are like this. And you are a bot. Nice job. Well, hey, you know what? I've got something for you. Here you go, bot. Bye. Bye, bot. Bye. See you, bot. See you later, bot. Yeah. Nice job, Viewbot. Yep, that was the Viewbot. I love how Viewbots just come in here with that. Obviously, you are a Viewbot. That's funny. And that's something I will have to tell you, is like, we will ban these Viewbots, so, obviously that person was a Viewbot. Yeah. Nice job, Viewbot. You really shouldn't have the same profile, honestly. You honestly really shouldn't have the same profile as every other Viewbot in this game, or in Twitch, everybody. Like, honestly, you're the same type of Viewbot, and it's the same person every time. This is the same person every time. Also, oh man, these Viewbots, man, I tell ya. Yep, bye. Jeez, and that's a new user profile. The funny part about that is it's a new user profile. That's a new user profile, so god dang. But anyway, back to what I was saying when it comes to being a sniper. When it comes to being a sniper, one thing is, just take your time. Stand, and then when you're ready to make the shot, stand still. You don't have to stand still for too long. You only have to stand still for about, like, maybe a second. And that's not going to be a long enough time for somebody to line up their shot. But usually, it will be, it will be something that a lot of people, a lot of people will, be not realizing. And you don't have to stand still, like I said, for more than about a second or so. Because, like I said, only a second or two is all you need for any shots and stuff, But obviously, that's something that, you have to just realize when it comes down to FPS games in general. Snipers are a bit of a lost art. They are becoming less and less likely, and you're going to be seeing them more on probably BR games or Battle Royale games. But in general, when it comes to the multiplayer genre, they are becoming a bit of a lost art because a lot of snipers are basically trick shot players. They're basically players who are looking to do trick shots or whatever. And that's fine, honestly. It's fine that, you have a lot of players who are just looking to do trick shots or whatever because, trick shots aren't trick shots. I mean, they're showy, they're cool to look at, but at the same time, they are something that in general have to be they have to be understood that that you won't be able to do these you won't be able to do these shots and stuff all the time, but but it will happen from time to time. So with that having been said, yeah, anyway, with that having been said, I mean, that's pretty much one of the main things is like snipers are becoming a bit of a lost art. They're becoming a group of people that are more show offy than anything, but at the same time, you have to remember that if you can't get your shot with your sniper, you better have a good secondary. And secondaries, and I would suggest if you're playing in Apex Legends, would be for a sniper would be like the RE45, the Mozambique, the Mastiff, the Eva 8, even an R99. If you're like me, an R99 will do you wonders as a sniper. The Volt SMG, if you're playing Apex Legends, is also a good gun for a sniper. Let's see, what else is there? That's a good gun for a sniper. The P2020 isn't bad for a sniper, but remember that the P2020 does have a lot of recoil. It does have a lot of spread. And even though it can fire quickly, you'll probably want to take your time with those shots. What other guns are good? Let's see. I think that's all the sidearm guns I can think of besides maybe the Wingman. The Wingman is also a very good gun, but remember it's also a very advanced gun for sidearm wise and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, with that being said. But yeah, with that being said, I mean, that's just something that you could use to be better off in some degree or some shape or form. Especially as a player. But yeah, with that being said, those are just some things when it comes down to being snipers. Find a secondary gun. It doesn't have to be like the R301. It doesn't have to be the Flatline. Heck, it doesn't even have to be the Hemlock unless you really feel like you want to get another big gun as your secondary. When it comes to being a sniper, I would suggest if you're playing like CS:GO, or Counter Strike, Go, Iron Sights, any of those type of games, Valorant, make sure that your secondary gun is something that can give you some fire rate, some lead, can basically spit out bullets if it's necessary, or it can do tons of damage. It's up to you, when it comes down to it. But just remember that if you miss your shot as a sniper, you have to utilize your secondary, because you may not get another shot with that gun. And yeah, with that being said, I mean, I think we're going to go ahead and take a quick little break here, everybody. We're going to play a small little video / ad for the XO Academy. If y'all don't know what the XO Academy is, the XO Academy are a group of people who are helping women FGC gamers that I believe those under the female binary like me bring their fighting game skills up to the next level. So yeah, please do consider checking them out, supporting them if you can. And I'll be back in just a bit, everybody. So with that being said, I will be right back. And whoops, forgot to put on the music, didn't I? Anyway, yeah, whatever. I'll be right back, everybody. So yeah, with that being said, I'll be right back, everybody.
EXO Academy is a 4-week training program helping female fighting game players take their game and name to the next level. If you'd like to support, please subscribe to our Patreon or purchase merchandise at nexthitwins.com. We've got some of the best players and best coaches involved, and your support can only help us get better.
Who brings heart, who brings their vision, and particularly who bring their brain to the table, so that they're aware of what they're doing and they're making conscious choices. I don't have a lot of patience for people who feel like they're downloading from the cosmos. Just like, that's how it came out. Okay, great. Now let's make it better. But, just writing from a place of understanding rather than from a place of fear, where you're just grateful for any idea that comes along and you don't want to change it because you don't know how. It's not about the ideas, it's about how you support the ideas.
All right, so I'm back. So let's go ahead and continue with the last little bit of this tips video for now. I know these tips are kind of fast and they've been kind of like, without much discussion or anything. But again, if you have any questions, feel free to always ask me. I don't mind. I'll try to answer them as much as I can or as best as I can. But but yeah. I know that it'll be much more discussion when I do it with Nikosi because yeah. Just because we will have a lot more points to put across as well as other aspects and stuff. So, keep that in mind as things go forward and as we are, continuing with more of this in the future. Anyway, where were we on our last point? I believe it was let me try to remember. I know it's not been that long, but I believe it was Right. Right after snipers and secondaries. Yeah. Let's go ahead and discuss this a little bit. Secondaries. When it comes down to secondaries on your weapons, I mean, obviously, one of the main points, if not things, I would suggest is to remember or have it to make sure that your secondary weapon is something that you're confident in. Normally I would say don't make your secondary a main weapon. In the case of like Apex Legends, sorry, not a mastiff, but a R301, a hemlock, a flatline. Um, Spitfire, I guess, is okay secondary. But keep in mind that LMGs of any sort are going to be more suppression based weapons. So, unless you're like that type of suppression player, or you're a player who likes kind of suppressing the situations and stuff, then that would be something that would be worthwhile looking into. But otherwise, I mean, you know, don't worry too much about like situational weapons or when it comes down to secondaries. I mean, just like don't worry too much about it, because at the end of the day, when it comes down to secondaries, obviously, you need to make sure that the secondary is something worth well, I guess you could say worth grabbing or worth doing using, because when it's something that you're confident in or something that's worthwhile, especially for being a sniper, it will be better for you to have a weapon that you're confident in, and you can basically use as a as your go-to weapon, especially as a sniper when you get into those situations where somebody's rushing you because you missed your shot or something. In fact, I would say snipers are probably have the best chance with a secondary that's like a flatline or R301 or something like that. Heck, even maybe an LMG like the Spitfire would be good for the Spitfire, or the L-Star would be good for a sniper, because a lot of times I know, like, for many people the main weapon is their go-to weapon. It's the thing that they want to use going forward. But the problem is when you rely too much on the main weapon, your go-to weapon. Eventually, you're going to get to a point where it's like, wow, I should have used my secondary weapon or something like that. Which I guess is another point that I want to go over before we decide to end today's test episode on tips and tricks gaming, or for ice tips and tricks gaming is like, don't get caught in a reload situation. There comes a time where if you know your other gun is reloaded, then switch to that other gun. I mean, that's just something that I don't see happen enough from players. Like, too often, players are stupidly caught in reload situations, and when they're stupidly caught in reload situations, that's how they usually lose. The other reason you might lose, or you probably do lose a lot in any FPS game, is when you are in a situation where you ADS too much, or in some cases, as it would be called, hard scope too much. I mean, hard scoping, while it does lower the bloom, it does lower the spread and stuff. It's not the thing that you gotta worry about. Like I've pointed out in close to close combat or medium to close range. You want to make it to where you hip fire the weapon. And you want to hip fire the weapon because you have the best chance to just catch somebody on an off guard. And, yes, will it be hard to control the spread? Absolutely. Will it be hard to control the recoil? Definitely. Most definitely it will be. But, at the end of the day, you will be able to control or have a better chance of coming out on top with the situation. And being in the advantage at the end of the day. And that's something that that's something that you just gotta do going forward is just remember that, that yeah, you need to remember that you need to keep things in a situation where it works for you and it works best for you, and I think that's what really helps in the end of the day is, know when to reload and when not to reload. I mean, if your gun is like the R99, you probably can get away with a reload from time to time. If your gun is like the alternator, you can probably get away with a reload. But in cases like a Eva 8, a Mastiff, anything like that. I mean, obviously, you probably could get away with a reload, but you probably most likely would rather, if you know your other gun is loaded and ready to go, you'll probably want to go for the other gun just to, make it to where you don't have that much of a transition between waiting for a reload and being caught like an idiot, So, yeah, that's like the other thing. That's like the one thing you gotta keep in mind. It's like, there's a point where you might get caught like an idiot, or you're going to not be caught like an idiot, and you're going to end up, you're going to end up being successful and having some form of success at the end of the day. But, it's all built around and based around how things react, how things go. Because, if things are going well or things go well, then, obviously, you'll have success. But if things aren't going well or things are just kind of derpy, then, maybe you should consider looking into, whatever the next best thing. As I've said, hip firing is by far best in a situation where where you have a close range to medium close range point. And you're probably thinking, why would I ever worry about that medium to close range point? Why would I ever worry about having a point like that? Well, the problem is that, points like that, it's going to help you remember or get a idea of what works best. Not only for you, but for, whoever you are, whatever you're doing. Solo queue, as I probably kind of slightly mentioned, is just absolute heck, for the most part. And, let's face it, if you're solo queuing, just remember that, most people are going to be terrible. I mean, I know I've had to come to this realization myself. Because, having to come to this realization myself, I've realized that, at the end of the day, solo queuing can be heck. It can be just crazy, and that's just the way it is, But yeah. Anyway. That's just something that you gotta, yeah, that's just something that you gotta realize. Anyway, have fun with solo stuff. Just have fun with the game, and find your team. Remember that once you find your team, you will be working together most likely to always win. And you'll know how everyone reacts. But if you're like me and you just do a lot of solo, the best thing to do is, of course, you could listen to what a lot of people say, which is doing the look for group discords, stuff like that. That can always help you, but you're almost never going to always have people in the looking for group Discord to really be a successful team, because let's face it, 9 out of 10 people in the looking for group Discords are looking for high ranking players. They're looking for players who are, you know, XYZ in their rank, you know, or XYZ in this situation. So, you know, remember that looking for group doesn't always mean you're going to be, you know, you're going to always be set up to be successful, you know. Um, that's something that will happen, you know. But anyway, I think that's enough for me about today from today's episode. I mean, I know this episode was a little bit shorter than maybe the last episode, but you know, the last episode we also talked about RTSs and stuff and all those other tips and tricks, which we'll probably re-go over when we are with Nikosi on next time we do this show. But yeah, you know, I know when it's just me right now, a lot of it is just me trying to, you know, not only give you some points to discuss yourself, but also, you know, but also some things to, keep in mind when you're, you know, when you're, of course, playing any FPS game. Like, again, it's something that I've had to learn myself. It's just, you know, one, have fun with the game. Like, just play the game, enjoy it, you know. Don't spend too much time looking at the other players, looking at, you know, what other players are doing, because again, 9 out of 10 times if you're looking at what other players are doing, you may end up making it to where you just end up seeing them and their mistakes, and you know, seeing them and their mistakes might not be the best choice, you know, and just trying to analyze their mistakes. I mean, let's face it, 9 out of 10 times, I mean, that's just not going to be very good for your psyche. And, you know, a lot of it may make you frustrated with what you do. I mean, obviously, that's something that I've got to do myself, is lower my expectations. Just remember that at the end of the day, unless I'm playing with people I know, unless I have like a big old group that I know, then, you know, I have to make sure that my expectations are fairly, I guess, low. And, you know, at that point, I've also got to realize and self-analyze, what can I do going forward to be successful? Because, you know, that's something that, at the end of the day, is just, you know, needed to be moving forward. It's something that you need to do going forward with, you know, going forward with any game, you know, at the end of it all. And you know, with whatever's next, I mean, that's what's next, you know. But I mean, you know, keep in mind that your expectations should be fairly low, first and foremost. Secondly, I mean, obviously, I would suggest that you do your best to, you know, keep things rolling. Remember that at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, remember that, you know, you are basically doing what you're doing. And somebody just followed. Fat Fingers, you sound like a bot. You sound like a bot to me. Let me see. You sound like a bot. And if you're a bot, I will ban you. Let's see, who are you? Who are you? Okay, maybe not. Okay, never mind. Portuguese gamer, huh, okay. Well, welcome to the channel, Fat Gamers. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. Sorry, we had a view bot earlier on that came in, so, you know. Nah bot, yep, I know. I just checked it out. Nah bot, I know. I know we had a view bot earlier on. We had a view bot earlier, come in, so had to ban them. But yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Most of the time it's hard to say because a lot of these people are. Yeah, actually, he's different. Yeah, Commander Root is different. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, no worries. I mean, yeah. I don't know. He's a different lurker. He's one of those different play people, honestly. Because he's actually did an unbanned request before. Um, but yeah, you know, whatever. I'm not sure what Commander Root does, honestly, at this point. You know, at this point, I mean, he's given me a reason. He's given me a reason. Just to with that. But yeah, um, yeah, I know they've done the unban request once, so whatever. Anyway, whatever. I'm leaving him in, but a lot of the other bots, I know are pretty much the same, and they usually follow one particular person, which is always news and stuff. But yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it is what it is. Anywho, yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, with, you know, FPS games, if you're solo queuing like me all the time, I mean, I've had to take this from a YouTuber myself. I've obviously had to take this from a YouTuber myself. One of the main things is lower your bloody standards. Like, if you think you're going to win all the time, you're pretty much just trolling yourself at the end of the day. Because, at the end of the day, believing you're going to win all the time is a setup for you to lose. I know this happens to me a lot because a lot of times I'm very competitive. I'm very to the point where I just want to win. And I mean, let's face it, 9 out of 10 times, I will tend to win a lot, or I will want to win a lot, and I do tend to get some wins, from time to time, and I get a few wins here and there, but a lot of it is down to my own personal. I have to remember that with solo queue, it's just ELO heck. Like, let's face it, it's ELO heck. It's not going to ever end up with me getting to a point where I'm going to have 10 or 20 randoms just like get me victory after victory. I mean, that's just something that will happen 9 out of 10 times, But yeah, that's just one thing. Is just remember that at the end of the day, if you're like me, you're just solo queuing. Solo queuing is heck. You're not going to always win, so use it as a time and use it as a way to basically move forward here, buddy. And use it as a way to continue going forward with self-analyzation, and maybe even like it is carry yourself with carry yourself with some confidence, and be ready to realize or have a chance to successfully end up being, better to improve yourself. Like, solo, like I've said, I've had it too many times where I'm frustrated at it. And, I think a lot of times I become toxic myself because of the fact that solo queuing is heck. Solo queuing is just, it's not fun all the time, 9 out of 10 times, it's just not fun, and that's the way it goes. I mean, I can't change. Everyone wants to do their own thing, with everyone wanting to do their own thing, that's absolutely fine to me. Just like, I have to remember myself that with everyone wanting to do their own thing, everyone wanting to do their whatever, obviously, it's going to happen where I may end up with something that just ends with me being like, really, But other times it's going to be like, oh, well, that was great. But either way, it comes down to remembering that over time things happen, and with that being said, you have to just keep going on it, obviously. You have to keep going on it. You have to just keep doing what you're doing. And, until once that happens, I mean, obviously, it'll get better over time, obviously. But, until that point happens, I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. And, that's the way it goes. But, with that having been said, I mean, I think that's where we will be from going from there. We'll probably switch to Apex Legends or something after this, everybody. But like I've said, solo queuing, just have fun with it. Keep your expectations low, as a YouTuber I watched said. And some other tips I would say is self-analyze yourself, as well as apply some of my tips. Some of my tips, like for instance, learning when to use hipfire, learning when to ADS or aim down sight. All those things can help you and can make you better. At the end of the day, if you just, take your time with it, obviously. Either way, also learn when to, switch your fire mode. So if a game like Apex Legends gives you the option to switch fire mode between, for instance, single fire and full auto, or burst fire and single, take your time to, explore those options. Because again, you're going to realize that exploring those options can help you at the end of the day. One other tip I would give, and I would suggest that you all kind of explore, is, of course, burst fire weapons versus full auto weapons. Full auto weapons, I know they're the go-to weapon of choice for most players, but burst fire weapons also can help you in many ways, because of the fact that, and I'll tell you the reason why burst fire weapons can help you in many ways. Burst fire weapons can also help you in many ways because of the fact of getting a good idea or a good understanding of recoil control and stuff. That's something that you just have to, of course, keep in mind, is that recoil control can be hard, especially when you are using a full auto weapon. Like, a full auto weapon is going to just spit bullets left and right, and that's just something that will happen. So, if that's the case, and that's something that you are, understandably really getting to the point where you can't control the weapon, try a burst fire weapon out and just try to see how it feels. And when you get more confident with controlling, like for instance, hip fire and stuff on on burst fire weapons, then go to full auto weapons and try to get used to full auto weapons. Get used to, basically full autoing your attack, full autoing your hip fire on these certain guns, because again, that's one of the main reasons, or one of the main ways that you're going to at least get better, or maybe get better to some degree. But if you're not getting better to some degree with full auto weapons, then go to burst fire weapons. Try to make sure that you learn how the burst fire weapon works on hip firing, and you learn to control it, because again, that'll help you. Last tip I would give you right now, before we go maybe into Apex Legends for the rest of the day, or whatever other games we decide to go into, is of course sensitivity. This will always be a battle for you in any FPS game, in any game that's a shooter, is keep an eye on your sensitivity. Too fast, and you're basically never going to be able to control it. Maybe your reaction time will be better, maybe you, snapping onto somebody will be better, but 9 out of 10 times, my suggestion is just don't worry about freaking, don't put your sensitivity too damn high. This is something that many players make a mistake on, is their sensitivity is too damn high. And pardon my language, but, like bloody hell, I've seen so many young players who have their sensitivity so dang high that they can't control what's going on, and it becomes a point of, hit or miss if they win or if they end up striking the target. Other times I've run into players who are basically like bloody, their ADS is so damn, their sensitivity is so damn slow, they can't hit for tiddly squat, or they can't lock onto a target for tiddly squat. Trust me, I've made these mistakes plenty of times. I've been the era of these mistakes. You'll see days in the past where my sensitivity was just too damn high. And then you'll see days where my sensitivity was just too bloody low. And, these are mistakes that I don't want you to make. So, well, you'll probably make these mistakes. I will guarantee you probably will make these mistakes. But I'm going to try and make it easier for you to not make these mistakes because, at the end of the day, remember that, you've got to realize that this is your situational thing. This is your way of understanding, or at least maybe being able to get better at a game in any way, shape, or form. Last thing is peaking. Now peaks, or utilizing cover, as I stated earlier in this video or in the stream, is something that you've got to just realize that it will happen. I mean, peak where you need to, but remember, don't hug the bloody wall. Hugging the bloody wall means that you're never going to end up with a situation where you will be successful to a degree, or you will be, having some form of success. I mean, that's just something that will happen, at the end of the day. So, with that having been said, keep in mind that whatever you do in solo queue, it's kind of a self-analyzation thing. It's kind of a thing where you understand that, I may not win all the time, and you probably won't win all the time. Like, let's face it, if you're solo queuing, you're probably never going to win all the time, but you will have sometimes where you will win. But, learn how to carry yourself with confidence, and who knows, maybe in time you too will start getting crazy plays like Ninja. You too may start getting stuff that's crazy, like, for instance, I don't know, like, bloody, Cypher BK. Maybe you'll get, like, Dr. Lupo plays, but, or, as it goes, any one of those people, but keep in mind that, in general, your main weapon isn't your only weapon. You've got to remember that. And there comes a point in time where, your main weapon has to be a realization that, hey, I've got a secondary weapon for a reason. And if I'm not using that secondary weapon, why do I pick it up? You get what I mean there? But anyway, yeah. That's all I want to say. That's probably going to be this episode. For the most part, because for the test episode, the next time we return to this, hopefully I will have Nikosi with me on the episode and stuff. But otherwise, like I said, give me a few minutes. I think we're going to go ahead and take a small little break. I'll play a small little videos / ad for the XO Cami, and I'm going to go ahead and get everything switched over to possibly Apex Legends. But, to wrap it up, for solo queue, lower your expectations, don't expect to win, use this time to self-analyze, and use this time to also try and figure out how in the bloody hell am I going to get better. And here's another bonus tip when it comes to this type of thing. Don't pay attention to your bloody teammates. Your teammates, you may want to pay attention to them. You may want to try to see what they're doing and see how you can help them. Don't bloody try to help them if you can help it, unless it's something where you feel like, oh, okay, this is a nice way to help them. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I said, don't try to help your teammates by telling them what they could do, or, by self-analyzing what they're doing. unless you think that this is something that you can help them with, or they can, they can get better with. It's just like, then, keep in mind that, let them figure it out, because a lot of times these people, they're probably not there to play, honestly, all the time. They're probably not there to play seriously or play to win. Some people might be there to play to win, but not all the time. Not everyone is. So, yeah. Anyway, with that being said, yeah, um, I think with that being said, yeah, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to take a quick little break. I'm going to play a small little video / ad for the XO Cami. Yeah, if you don't know what the XO Cami is, the XO Cami are a group of people, who are helping women FGC gamers, and I believe those under the, female binary like me bring their fighting game skills up to the next level. So yeah, please do consider checking them out, supporting them if you can. And I'm gonna get things set up for basically Apex Legends, I think, for the rest of this stream. But yeah, with that being said, I'll take a quick little break and I'll be back in just a minute, everybody.
EXO Academy is a 4-week training program helping female fighting game players take their game and name to the next level. If you'd like to support, please subscribe to our Patreon or purchase merchandise at nexthitwins.com. We've got some of the best players and best coaches involved, and your support can only help us get better.
Alright then. So I'm back now. Sorry about the little bit of a wait, but yeah, I had to fix a lot of things, get things set up, and then I just decided to take stretch and stuff. So, I decided to stretch and stuff. So, you know, get some things done and whatnot. But yeah, we're back now, and yeah, let's go ahead and get into some Apex Legends. First of all, switch to game title. And then, yeah, we'll get into some Apex Legends gameplay. And, yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get right on into it, shall we? Um, Man, server ping is going to be a little goofy, ain't it? Hopefully it's not too bad, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this, everybody. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get right on into some Apex Legends, and, yeah, we'll see how this goes. We're just going solo queue today because, yeah, I'm not planning to create a, duh. That is a weird glitch that happens from time to time. Hang on, I gotta fix that glitch. That glitch happens from time to time. And I know that because I'm the owner of that club. So I don't know why. I don't know why from time to time clubs just have it to where it glitches out to say you're not in a club or you're exiled when when basically Twitch just or not Twitch but Apex just does that. It's sort of a weird glitch that goes on, so I don't know why. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know why. The only way to fix that, by the way, is to reset. mm But yeah. Anyway, with that being said, let's get through it, shall we? mm-hmm. mm-hmm. We'll see how things go. mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's get through it. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay.
Safety first, dears. Of course, we have a job to do.
The gust of wind calls our victory.
Alright, let's go.
I'm about to do so bad on Bloodhound, but oh well.
Introducing your champion. Good choice for me.
Alright, let's go.
I'm the jump master. This time. Let's land here.
I don't know this map.
Let's go. Let's go
This map
there.
is ass, that's what this map is.
Yeah. A match like this is much more than shooting a gun.
Let's go.
Here we go. Ready up. Let's do this.
Let's do this that way.
Against me. Heard that.
Alright, tell me something good.
Got an Evo shield here. Level 1. First blood. Light ammo here. First blood. Should have seen that coming.
Alright.
Next ring's far.
Yeah, I'm already set up for a
Come
vault,
find me.
to say the best. To say the least.
Done the wrong thing.
Alistar here. Extended heavy mag here. Level 2.
Oh, let me get that heavy mag. Oh. I hear people.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 3.
You know if they were above
Yeah,
or
yeah.
where? Okay, I'm
On
coming.
me. They're up.
You want me to grab that extended mag level 3 for you?
Yeah, go for it.
On me?
On you? I am.
Taking shots.
Ah!
Down.
Bloodhound, there's Horizon on me. They're so low.
Damn, 2 on me. On the roof.
Alright, I'm looking down here first. Hold on.
He's low.
Oh, you're cracked, kid.
Yeah. She's trying to heal.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah, let's try.
Wish I didn't have that reload, but yeah. That's tough. Damn, really wish I didn't have that reload, but whatever, it was tough. Ay. Oh well, you know what? It is what it is. What did that finger stream do? Oh god, that's hilarious.
Gold goes so well with a diamond like me.
That's actually hilarious.
All for a laugh, are we?
I just polished my gravel.
Whoops, I did not mean to click Pathfinder. Oi, did not mean to click Pathfinder. I do have some things to do with him, but I did not mean to click Pathfinder. Not at all. Not all who I meant to click. Aye.
Awesome. I'm the jump master.
Yep. Let's go.
Let's land here. Hold your breath.
Yeehaw! Yes, I just want to win. Johnny Silverpaws. Alright. Let's go. Let's go, boys and girls. Huh. Ay.
Going to check out right here. We should go this way.
And I don't know what my teammates were doing.
Well, you can't solve the mysteries of the universe without breaking a few eggs.
Not that I had anything. I pretty much was crapped. I was pretty much crapped anyway. I was just trying to rush that guy, make him nervous. I was just trying to rush that guy, make him nervous, you know, honestly. Honestly, I was just trying to make that guy nervous. That's all I was doing. Didn't really matter, one way or another. That guy must run away. They're ADSing for no reason. Yeah. Really? You're just gonna look for loot? God damn, not worth my time. Seriously, if you're gonna look for loot, you're not worth my time. That's not worth my playtime. Like, seriously, not worth my playtime to look for loot only, everybody. Ay, ay, ay. Like, seriously, you gotta, you know, you gotta be able to, some degree, you know, make it worth my playtime. Don't just, you know, look for loot, everybody. That's, like, the worst way to play, honestly. Honestly, that is also the worst way to play most of the time, because, you know, yeah. Because otherwise, you're not going to get very far.
All that matters is being the last one alive.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, that's just something.
I'm so bored.
Something to keep in mind when you are playing this game. Is just, you know, like I've said before, don't, you know.
Trust your senses, and victory will follow.
Yeah.
This is your champion.
Want advice? Stay out of my way.
I love this part. Holy!
Here goes nothing. Yes. A match like this is much more than shooting a gun. Phase tech at its most destructive. Let's go this way.
Alright. Let's do it, everybody.
With enemy. Reloading. Hostile close.
Hi, man.
Enemy down.
Nice.
Far. Reloading. First blood.
Hi, friend. Hi, friend.
Freedom's what you take.
That's how you do it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Recharging my shields.
Thank you, thank you. You need some light ammo. I mean, to give you a little bit.
Light ammo here.
Rápido, rápido. Gonna look for here. Thanks.
Sit. You got it. Copy that.
I need a better gun, but, you know. And that's what I mean by you gotta learn to hip fire, everybody. You know, like, you never want to hip fire with a bloody, with a bloody, you know,
There's a
but,
phase runner here.
you know. But you do want to hip fire where you can with, close range attacks, because, you know, because that'll get you better off anyway. Usually for the most part, though.
You're in their sights. Open supply bin over here.
Jeez, my aim is just so bad right now.
Let's explore this way.
There we go. On my way. Hang tight, boys. Didn't forget ya.
I hear you. Coming.
Taking fire.
Oh, Lord.
I'm taking shots.
Hi, friend.
I need shields.
What happened there?
Down in...
What happened there, friend? Did you try ADS me?
Taking
Reloading.
fire.
Whoa, come on, boys. Where did my team... Oh my god. Dude, what was my teammate doing? What the heck was my teammate doing? Every time. Every time. I will tell you, that's the average for most octanes. Every time. I've never ran into an octane that just fights their way out of it, to be honest, you know? I don't know why. Like, every time. Every time for me. Octane always runs away. I never understood why. It's so dumb. Honestly.
I accept the challenge.
With the right moves, they take this one.
So, yeah. But whatever, I guess.
We got this round squared away.
I was saying it last year with this whole quarantine.
Introducing your champion.
Remember this
Whoops.
gas. It's coming for you.
Some recon that way. Right. Follow me.
Hold on tight. Time to drop, shock, and rock.
Much like this is much knowledge.
Tango spotted. Let's check out this area.
Alright. Let's go.
Here goes nothing.
Hi, friend.
Shot at.
Hi, friend. Bye, friend.
Reloading. Took out an enemy.
First blood.
Well, light ammo here.
We should go here. Dibs. Round one. Thank you.
Thank you, friend.
They spotted me. I'm taking shots.
Welcome.
God damn it. I'm not really.
Going over. Let's relocate here.
God damn it. God damn it. Ah, yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb me. That was absolutely dumb me.
Keep eyes on the kill leader.
I ran out of bullets though. I freaking ran out of ammo though. You know, I ran out of ammo though, so. Not that I had anything. I really didn't have anything, honestly. Oh, that was dumb! Nice shot looking for loot and then get shot there, friend. Ay, ay, ay. Jeez, I'm saying. God dang. I don't know what that guy was doing. Yeah, I don't know what that guy was doing, to be honest. I'll be honest with you. I really don't know what the heck he was doing. Honestly, like, he was looking for loot. He grabbed a shield or a armor, and then he got shot by another team. Oh, yay. I swear sometimes, you know? I swear sometimes. I don't know what he was thinking there. I mean, it kind of got me a laugh. It got me a laugh, but that's all it was. Mainly.
I know what you're looking for.
Mainly, it was just a laugh for me. But still. I don't know, man. But, like, honestly, I don't know, man. I'm not sure what they were trying to do. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Introducing your champion. Something wrong with your head if you fight me.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, let's try this again. Alright. Where?
Copy
Sure.
that.
Whatever, you're jump master. You're jump master, mate. You are jump master. You do whatever. Not gonna question jump master right now. And our partner quit. Love it. Love it. I love it. I love how people quit before the game even gets started. I love how people just quit before the game even gets started, honestly. Come on. Hi, friend.
Enemy down. Reloading. First blood. Being shot at.
Come on. What are you doing? Running?
Reloading.
Jeez.
Next ring's
Course.
not very close.
Of course, you're not even worth my time, babe. Huh? You want to come back? Idiot.
Enemy
Nice
down.
shot.
I'm down.
Oh my god. That's why you don't go AFK, man.
Help. Let's go this way. Hostile.
Yep. That's fine. Whatever. Ah, yeah. Nice job, nice job. Nice one, nice one. See, you can grab the banner and run. I don't know why he's trying to AFK, or he's trying to ADS. That's not a good idea. One of my problems wasn't so much that I didn't ADS, it was just that I wasn't landing my shots. I was like an idiot not landing my shots. Yo, you're close range. Just hip fire it. Yo! That's why you don't ADS, everybody. That's a perfect example of why you don't ADS. That's actually a perfect example of why you don't ADS, everybody. That's a perfect example, everybody. Perfect example of why you don't ever ADS on you know, close range or far range fights, everybody. You know, that's a perfect example. But, you know, very good example, actually. Which, I'm glad that Lifeline did that, because, you know, again, like I said, preposterous. Dumb, yeah. But yeah, that's actually, like I said, a perfect example of why you don't actually ADS in fights like that. You know, especially in long to close range fights. Like, I know hip firing means that you're going to close the maybe you'll close the recoil or have a better precision sight, but like I've said, 9 out of 10 times you're going to be more successful by not doing that, you know. But again, that's just the reasoning behind that is pretty simple. I mean, it's old CS:GO tactics, but again, CS:GO tactics have not changed over the years, everybody. You know, remember that CS:GO tactics really haven't changed over the years since Counter-Strike, really. Like, since Counter-Strike, and I mean, I think we have it ingrained in our head that we have to ADS when it's close to medium to close range, but realistically we don't. Like, you know, if you're in a far range fight, yes, ADS to your heart's content, because it's going to be hard to hip fire it. But if you're in the situation where you are like you know, medium to close range or medium range, don't worry about ADSing too much, because again, ADSing not going to help you too much, you know. And it really isn't going to hinder you that much either. Well, actually, it'll hinder you a lot more than it'll help you when you ADS, so, you know. So, yeah. I mean, why do you think someone like Ninja hipfires so often? You know, he's a good example of why, you know, someone who doesn't really hipfire that often, or ADS that often. I mean, yes, you do see him ADS from time to time, but usually that's in like a medium to kind of long range fight situation, you know.
P2020 here.
But yeah. So, you know.
Let's explore this way. Listen up. Got sniper ammo.
Actually, I'm gonna keep that sniper ammo for now. But yeah. So, you know. But you know, so yeah, I mean, keep that in mind when you are playing there, but like there's not much points or reasons to ADS often. You know, I know ADS does lower the recoil or the spread a little bit, and it does also make the bloom a little less, but you know.
Sniper. Not sure. Think there's a sniper in the area.
Where's the sniper? Yep, I heard you. Let's try.
Where are you?
Come on. You want to fight? Keep firing, boy. You can't fire. No, you can't fire, boy. Sheesh. You obviously can't shoot, mate. You obviously don't have a shot, mate. Look, I'll give you this much. You don't have a shot, bud. And even if you did, it wouldn't be a good one. It's not a good one, mate. And even if you did have a shot, it's not a very good one, okay? I'll tell you that much right off the bat. These guys are actually on they're actually part of a crew. That's interesting. Yep. Man, the All-Stars just sucky at this range, though.
Let's go this way.
You know, that guy doesn't have a shot, though.
I'm taking shots. Heads up.
Look, mate, you can fire all you like.
Eyes are open, though. Boy, jump in.
Just bring it to me. Let's just get out of that sniper's range. There's no reason to be in that sniper's range. Like, that sniper's just going to sit there anyway, so there's no reason to fight him. He ain't going to move. He definitely ain't going to move, so, you know. Like, he ain't going to do crap other than moving, so. And I don't have the range to fight this guy. I don't have the range or distance to fight this fool.
Recharging my shields.
Oh, okay. Still firing, huh?
They spotted me.
Yeah, just keep firing, mate. Look, I get it, man.
Rings coming in.
I get it, mate. You have a sniper. You have a sniper. How much sniper ammo do you have, mate? Because I'm going to tell you this much. You don't have enough to waste on me.
We should go here.
Let's go this way. Just go and move away from that sniper. Just go and move away from that sniper, because he doesn't have ammo. He probably doesn't have enough ammo. He doesn't have enough ammo, honestly, to keep going. I'm almost certain about that.
I need help.
Wonder if someone else owns one of these.
Okay.
Like to see what a few thermites will do to it. Marking our surroundings. Trust you, father.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, bud.
Need to recharge my shields.
I see them.
Contact with hostiles.
That's a bit far range. I probably could ADS that one. But, you know.
Scanning the area.
Yep.
Firing!
Come on.
Marking our surroundings.
Need to recharge my shields.
Oh, nice job.
Frag grenade set. Arc star set.
Come on.
All father, give me sight. Hit the ejector seat.
There you go, mate.
Frag
Got
out.
something for you. Yeah, got something for you, bud.
Taking fire. Reload.
Oh, nice hit. That was a good hit. Bloody hell, that was a good hit.
They've laid traps. I think there's a trap around here. I'm getting
Ah, shit.
Look out, grenade.
Bye, friend.
Patching myself.
Charging up my shield.
Bye, friend.
Enemy taken out.
Taking fire.
Rick. Hang tight, bud.
I'm hurt. Using I heard that.
Hang tight, I'm coming.
Strong work. Finish the last.
Nice job.
I will.
Someone else coming in? It's an Octane, I think.
Recharge. Go faster. Charging shield. Come on, come on. Bless me with sight.
Need to recharge my shield.
I'm down.
Taking shots.
Aye, that was bad. I didn't have a lot of ammo.
That was awesome.
Oh, sheesh, I didn't have the ammo. I did not have the ammo there. That was unfortunate. I didn't have ammo. That kind of sucked because I didn't have any ammo. Oh, gosh. Did not have ammo there, which kind of sucked. By the way, Fight Night is the new, is the next, game. Yeah, Pexlar. How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, Pexlar? Oh, I don't even know why we were trying to fight in the ring, so close to the ring closing there. Not that it mattered. I mean, it was first. It was first ring, I believe. So.
The winner's out there looking for
That didn't matter, but you know.
We'll find you if you
But it is what it is. It is what it is. So you know. Well, disconnected for a bit. So sorry about that. Whoops. Sorry about that. Yeah. I hope you're doing well, Backstar. Yeah. Connection just jerked for some reason. Oh, man. That was unfortunate. Let's go. Let's go.
taking shots. Reloading.
Where'd he go?
Look out, grenade. Good, we're inside.
Down one.
Frag out.
I don't know where that guy is. Oh, hi, bud. Ah, damn. Yeah, yeah, take care of that Pathfinder.
Come on,
There you go.
somebody,
Good
get
job.
up. Come on, come on, come on. And that's all of it.
Oh,
First fatality.
that was a good one.
Let the games begin.
Need to recharge my shield. I need help.
Let's see.
Syringe here.
Thank you.
Med kit here. Extended catching myself up. Level 3.
Don't need that. Do need some more sniper ammo, but you know.
Optics here. Mid-range.
Sentinel? Yeah, baby. Thank you. Give me my baby. Give me my baby. Give me my bolt action, baby, man. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, Pexstar. And yeah, I don't know why the connection disturbed, but hey, whatever. You know what? It happens. Oh, oh. Go, 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 go. Let's get that. Let's go.
Might be something good this way.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We gotta find more sniper stuff, honestly.
That place has seen activity.
I can.
Alright, let's go.
It's go time.
Might be something good this way.
Let's go up here. Let's see what's up here. Let's see what's up here, buddy. Probably nothing.
Anyone need a pick me up?
Damn. Somebody looted this whole joint. Damn. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Yep, whole joint's been looted. Alright. I guess we'll go down.
Listen, I'm moving in on some enemies here. Looking for some loot here. Time to pick a fight. Moving here.
I'll see you up the road.
It's go time.
You're being aimed at. Not sure. I think someone's targeting me.
Come on, peek. Peek, buddy. Just peek. Just take a peek. Take a peek, bud. Ah, shit. My aim was off. Just take a peek, buddy. Open the door and take a peek. Really? Really? They're going to play this game, huh?
Fantastic.
Contact.
Open the door.
Frag out. Near my out.
Gotcha.
Watch.
Turn me. Reload.
Come on.
Me and you are caught up to here.
Yeah, I knew. I know where they're going.
Contact with hostile.
Yo, we should def check out that care package.
Throwing Arc Star.
Shit. That was bad. That was just a bad choice. Bad throw there.
Come on, Kumba.
Revive.
Get up.
Revive.
Come on, come on, come on.
Need a wee rejuvenation.
Making contact with enemy.
Recharging my heals.
Yeah, I don't know, baby. Give me my baby.
Just a tick. Healing up.
Making contact with enemy.
Go on, get up, bud.
Void jumping.
Jeez, that was bad.
Taking fire.
Come on.
Downed one. Reloading. Charging on my shields.
Damn, fucker.
Taking a wee back down.
Ugh.
I'm hit.
Healing up. Eyes are open now.
Charging on my shields.
Sheesh. That was a bad choice. Frick! Bad choice again. Frick.
Need you there.
Oh, sheesh.
Getting shot at. I've
God
got
dang. Ah, frick.
Unleashing my singularity. Reloading. On your feet, Savage.
Someone pick me up.
Plenty of fight
You're
left
lucky
in
I
you.
like you. Getting shot at.
Give me a sec.
punching a tunnel. I got your back. This time I'm
Ah,
down.
yeah. Frickin' doors.
On your feet,
Just give me
Savage.
go. Give me go.
Plenty of fight left
Let's
in
go.
you.
Let's go.
Amigos, let's
Yeah, let's go. Let's go, buddy.
Need to recharge my shields. I need help. Let's go this way.
Let's just keep them.
Shields recharging.
Hostile
Medkit
spotted.
here.
Thanks.
Thank you. Ah, bud.
That'd be a portal.
Let's explore this way. Okay.
taking fire.
Whoa. Hello.
Reloading.
God damn. Bro.
Hitting the eject button.
Straight down.
Nice, nice.
Hooligans down.
Yo, hello. Pick me up. Pick me up, buddy.
Can't believe I'm standing still.
Thank you.
You're lucky I like you.
Huh, they changed it to where it doesn't, it stops the, when you're getting revived, it stops the, you know.
Charging my shields. Open spotted
Interesting.
over there.
Interesting.
Attention. Coming.
Hostile close.
I'm the kill leader. Well, I can't wait to pop that trophy next to my PhDs.
Opening fire.
You're in their sights.
Jesus.
Recharging my shields. Let's go this way.
Healing up.
I need light ammo.
I need some light ammo, bud.
Half the squads are gone already. Fantastic.
Healing up. Eyes are
Come
open.
on, where's the light ammo, baby? Got plenty of sniper ammo. I need light ammo. Yo, where's the bloody... Where's the bloody light ammo, man? Is there no light ammo? Holy crap.
Patching myself up. I need light ammo.
Frick, I'm not gonna do well without light ammo. Ah, shit. I'm gonna have to switch, ain't I? Light ammo.
Pulling the trigger. Reload. Go.
Reloading. They're not getting back up from that.
Frick it. I'm gonna just have to swap. Give me a sec, I'm gonna have to swap. Sucks. I'm gonna just have to swap. Where's that Volt? I know one of them had Volt. One of these fools have Volt.
Reload.
I have Volt SMG. Yeah, there we are. Alright, let's go.
Ring's closing in 45 and we're right next door. You're dead brilliant. that
Frick,
is.
I need energy ammo now. Please tell me they had it.
This way you can.
I need energy
going there.
ammo.
I need some energy ammo, boys.
Eyes sharp. The ring's near and closing in 30.
Ah, forget it. You know.
Energy ammo here.
Heard that. I could use that.
Damn it, that. Please. Jesus.
Shields. Syringe here.
I got enough syringes.
Thank you. Dibs.
Oh, god dang. Man.
Shield cell here.
Reclosing.
You know what?
Here's an eject.
Rings coming in. I could use that.
That's got a kick.
Oh, Jesus.
Setting a portal.
Yeah. Let's go, let's go.
Portal placed.
Anti. Hi, friend. Yo!
Hostile close. Contact.
Jenny fast yourself. Here's a big headshot.
Yeah, that was expected.
And so ends the
Yeah!
challenge.
There's a mobile respawn beacon if you want to grab that if there is no other respawn points.
Replicators on the way.
Do you have a med kit or something that I can use? I want to just grab my stuff real quick. Yeah! Jeez, that one guy, man.
Shield cell here. Let's go over here.
Thanks.
Rejuvenating.
Patching myself up. A shooter.
On me?
Down that one.
Nice. Plastic somewhere. Nice shot.
I can't believe I'm standing still. You're lucky I like you. You're lucky.
Jeez, man.
Kill leader.
Patching myself up.
Come on, Kumbale. Get up. Come on.
We're close to the ring. 30 seconds left.
Healing up.
Havoc rifle here.
Someone just wanted to give me a setup, didn't they?
Shall we head this way?
Recharging my shields. Let's explore this. Copy that.
We can use the balloon.
Charging up my shields.
There's a jump tower here.
Ring's closing. I like pushing limits as much as the next guy, but we gotta go. Yo, we
Let's
should
go.
check out that care package. Faster!
Might be something good this way.
The other team is over here, or at least one of them.
Optics here. Close range.
Recharging my shields.
We could check out here.
Target over there.
Spotted someone out there.
Fancy a wee stroll this way.
Gotcha.
We're in the top 3 squad.
Must go faster.
The shields recharging.
Yeah, I see them.
Enemy over there.
One of them's Mirage.
Might be something good this way.
Right behind you.
They're shooting at me.
One of them have a sniper.
Recharging my
Just
shields.
speak for me, buddy. Ah, just a little off.
They spotted me. I'm taking shots.
Hey amigos, this dude's not with us.
Need to recharge my shields.
Right, behind you.
Recharging my shields.
Shake a leg. We've only got a minute, and the ring's right there.
I'm gonna check that care package real quick.
Healing up.
Ring's not too far. 45
Be
left.
alert, darlings. We got an enemy barrier here. Spotted what we science folk call a barrier.
Gotcha.
Firing! Heading over here.
Hit the
Right
ejector
behind you.
seat.
I wish it was a Kraber.
Shields
Honestly.
recharging.
Honestly, I wish this was a Kraber,
Recharging
but
my
whatever.
shields.
But whatever, I'll make you the prowl.
Taking contact with enemy.
Shields.
Getting shot at. Need to recharge my shield.
Danger out.
Watch yourself. There's another squad attacking. I've been down.
God damn.
Charging on my shields.
Rejuvenating.
Take this loss with pride.
Just use that mobile respawn beacon that was in my box. Really? Nice.
You got bamboozled.
Ah, yeah. Man, bad situation. That was just a bad situation, honestly. Kind of wish that that Horizon didn't pick my box, because, you know, other than just having for the freaking, you know, because, you know, there's no way that we would have, you know, there's no reason, you know, there was no way we would have been able to get all, I would have been able to recover from that. Yeah, this guy ain't going to recover from that. There's just no way. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way he's going to be able to recover from that because he's trying to do all the ADS. Yeah, see, never ADS in close range, everybody. That's such a bad idea. Like, he did so many bad decisions there. One of the main bad decisions there was ADSing too much. He ADS too much rather than trusting his fight or his gunfire, you know. Like, the thing is, he definitely was trusting he was just doing too much ADS rather than trusting his hip fire, which, you know, you gotta trust your hip fire, buddy. That's one of, like, the main things, you know, to get better. Otherwise, you're just never going to get too far. Honestly, like, otherwise you're just never going to get that far, everybody, on these games. You've gotta hip fire a little bit more, honestly. You know, because, like I've said, you gotta hip fire and pre-aim, in a sense. Otherwise, you're just not going to get very far, and you're probably not going to be too successful at the end of the day. Which is really unfortunate, but it does happen, honestly. So, you know. So, yeah.
This is your champion.
That's just something you gotta do. You gotta learn to just trust yourself with hip firing, you know, to a degree.
Jump master. This time.
Because if you don't, then you're not going to probably get very far. And if you ADS too much, you're going to just end up never seeing everything and slowing down your movement too much, which is unfortunate. Which really is just unfortunate because, you know, you can't really win by ADSing all the time. You know. So yeah. It's unfortunate, but it does happen, honestly. Like, you know. That's just something that you gotta realize when you are playing these games is just, you know, remember that ADSing, while it can be useful, it also is not, you know, it's not 100% going to help you with being successful at the end of the day with everything, especially in fights and stuff, you know, because, yeah. Because, yeah, that's just something you gotta realize.
Heavy mag here. Level 2.
You know.
Oh, yes, please.
Beginning ring countdown.
Extended light mag here. Level 2.
New kill leader. Watch for them.
Let's just go over here.
Let's go this way.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, dear.
Heard somebody. I'll just check this real quick.
Extended supply bin here, but they left behind the extra goodies.
That should shotgun ammo.
You're being. Someone's got a shot on me. Pretty sure.
Yep, I said. Let's go. God dang it. Why are you guys so far away? Yo, come on. Stop being so far away and push. Ah, dang. Don't just be a numpty and just sit back, you know? Like, unless you're a sniper, push up, everyone. You gotta push up, because, you know, what? Both you can't be snipers. Both can't be snipers and just not take a shot, you know? Like, that is just one of the main things. It's never just don't not take a shot at everybody. Push for attacks, everyone, please. Like, seriously, just push for bloody attacks, everybody. Because if you're not pushing for attacks, you're not going to be doing much, you know? You really aren't. So, please, push for bloody attacks, everybody. Do what you can to push for an attack. Like, just please do that, honestly, everybody. Because, you know... It's probably one of the main reasons, like, why, you know, why Apex Legends is slowly falling off. Like, Apex Legends is just slowly falling off because, you know, there's not enough players who are pushing for attacks. You know, please, don't be both snipers, everybody. I mean, I get that there are so many people who like playing snipers and everything, but please, just don't be the numpty that doesn't push up with your teammate. You know, if one of your teammates have to push up, then they have to push up. But please, if you both are playing sniper, tell your teammate not to push up. Everyone, communication, everybody, communication. Look, I'm not trying to be toxic here, but I'm trying not to be toxic here, but seriously, like, you know, if you're both playing snipers and that's the way you like playing, please tell your freaking aggressive player who doesn't have a sniper to not push up and you guys do the work. If you're not telling your sniper to work, to do something else, or, you know, find a way up around them, then, you know, then just, you know, then try to warn them, you know, because that's the one thing. It's like, please, just, you know, if you're going to play sniper, then, you know, at least tell your teammate who doesn't have range to back off, you know? Like, seriously. Like, seriously, everybody, just... If you know you're both going to play range, then at least tell your sniper, if you tell the person that isn't a sniper, that they have to, you know, back off a little bit, you know?
Heads up. Let's explore this way.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm moving in on some enemies here.
Gotta hop up here.
I'm taking shots. They've been down.
Yo! Push him, push him.
I got everything under control. Frag out.
Yeah.
Recharging my shield.
There's another squad. Alright, killed an enemy. Hostile right here.
Yeah, I see it. Eye blocking, please. God damn. Eye blocking, man.
Last one in the squad.
I need help.
I need help, dude.
Need to recharge my shields.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Catching myself up.
Recharging.
Look, at least this Mirage is actually being helpful here. Use them. Ah, dang.
Syringe here.
Take
I am
those.
repairing myself.
Use those, man.
Healing up. Eyes are open though.
We gotta go. I gotta find some more stuff.
Shield cell here.
Why did you put that down there, man? Oh, yeah.
Might be something. I need it.
God damn it, man.
Catching
Oh,
myself up.
yeah. Alright, let's go. Peace.
Thanks. Recharging my shields.
Decoy escape deployed. Setting up a zipline. Firing, and they're hitting me. Reloading.
Reloading.
Where did that,
Recharging shields.
come on.
I'm down. Going to check out right now.
Just take him out. Take him out, boy. There you go. There you go. There you go. Good job. Yeah, there you go.
One sec, healing up.
There we go.
Med kit here.
Thank you.
God dang it, man. Oh, dang it, man. Jesus.
I need shields. Recharging my shields.
Bin over there. It's got
Thank you.
I could use that. Thank you.
Just gotta patch myself up.
Oh, boy.
Using grapple.
Need to recharge my shields.
Giving my shield to recharge.
Still can't believe some of these guys.
Here.
Still can't believe some of these guys are getting knocked down by a bloody P-2020. I mean, seriously.
Hey, good friends.
You don't get knocked down by a P-2020 that often,
Half the
honestly.
squads remain.
Fact is, you don't get knocked down by a P-2020 often, everybody.
That's a Martian.
So, I don't know.
Looks like me. Oh no, it's not awake. That's sad.
Okay. Oh, okay. I don't know what he's doing, honestly.
Extended energy mag here. Level 2. Sending out another me. Damn it, he's good looking. I
Listen,
need an
let's move
extended
here.
sniper mag.
Tell you if I see one. Tell you if I see one, bud.
Grappling.
Got an Evo shield here. Level 3.
You know what? Actually, Nah. I was going to say I might take RE, I might switch to RE45 for a alternator, but it's not worth it.
Forget that. I've got an Evo shield here. It's cool.
Sniper stuck
Level
here.
2.
Level 2.
Alright. God dang, there's no alternator? Or RE45? Or, sorry, R99. Bloody hell.
Backpack here. Level 2. Backpack here. Level 1.
Sorry, didn't mean to count.
Gotta hop up. Extended heavy mag here. Level 2.
I've got an Evo shield here. It's cool. Level 2. Damn, he's good looking. Right here. Frag out.
Need to recharge my shields.
Thanks.
Traps. Need to recharge my shields.
Star out. Bam to the woozle. Yeah, sending out a decoy.
Yeah, bud. Oh, whoop.
Enemy over there.
Yep. God damn.
I need shields.
I am taking fire, friends. Getting
What?
shot at. Using grapple. Bam. Bam. I guess I'm running out of ideas. Bamboozled.
Recharging my shields. Listen, let's move here.
Shield cell here. I am taking fire, friends. Sending out my decoy.
Need to recharge my shields.
Repairing my damage. Let's move this way.
Frag out.
Recharging shield.
Heads up, defending here.
I need shields.
Round 2. Beginning ring countdown.
Shield cell here. Recharging my
I
shield.
need it.
Replicator being delivered.
Our star.
Melee traps.
Shooting at me. Reloading.
Recharging my shields.
Ugh, damn it.
There's another squad attacking.
Frickin' hell.
Recharging shield. Let's go this
Yo, that's not good.
Catching my...
and bam goes the boozle.
Ugh.
I need help. Troops I need shields.
Yeah, I'm running out of stuff.
The enemies are shooting at me.
Oh, it's not good because I'm running out of stuff myself.
Fly on a zip line. I am.
Firing.
Whoa, what the heck, dude? Wow, was my body speaking up too much? Oh my god, why were they running away? Why in the world were they running away? That was such a bad idea. God dang. Actually, I probably should delete. Hey, Single Davey, how are you? Sorry. Sorry I didn't see you earlier. I don't know why Restream didn't pick it up. Oh, Restream did pick it up. I just got busy. Sorry about that. We had this to blacklist. Yeah. But yeah. Alright, that'll be it, I think, at this point. I don't know what the heck that guy was doing. I don't know what that last team was doing. They just ran away. Like, I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense, honestly. It honestly doesn't make a lot of sense why they just ran away like that. Like, you know, we had that fight. We totally had that fight. Honestly, we had that bloody fight. We had that bloody fight. I don't know why. Why in the world they ran away? Like, I have no bloody idea why the heck they ran away, honestly. Oh, yeah, no problem. No problem. I just got really into that fight. Part of it is I got into that fight, so yeah. But yeah, anyway. Um, you know. Yeah, no worries. But yeah, I think that's pretty much what we're going to call it for now, and I don't know what the bloody heck happened there. Um, I don't know what the heck happened to in that last fight there, honestly. Like, honestly, that last fight, I don't know what the heck happened. Like, you know, I feel like that last fight just ended up with, I don't know. Uh, it's hard to say what happened there in that last fight because, like, I think part of it was just my team ran away and they didn't even ping. They didn't even bloody ping where they were going. So, with them not pinging where they were going or that they were rolling out, obviously I had no idea. I had no bloody idea, obviously, that they were moving away. And I think that's one of the main problems, like when it comes down to fights in general. Please make sure that when you do choose to move out, you tell your team you're moving out, everybody. I mean, seriously, like, if you're not moving or you're not like telling your team that you're moving out or something, then obviously it's going to become much, much more difficult to have a good run with things. Like, and that's I think one of the main problems with one of the main problems with Apex Legends is sometimes thoughts get the better of people. So, it is what it is. But, I think that's the main problem with anything on like Apex Legends or any game is just don't let the you know, I guess my point is don't let the don't let the thought get to you, everybody. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with something. Not sure what. We'll be back with something tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, but we'll be back on Monday with maybe some more Apex Legends. Maybe something else. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, we'll be back soon. Thank you everyone for joining me today on the stream. Thank you for watching today's stream. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably be doing some more Apex Legends off stream. I'll try to figure out things what I was doing wrong, and I'll try to get things right. But anyway, with that being said, thank you for joining me. Thank you for staying up. Thank you for hanging out. We'll be back on Monday with maybe more Apex Legends or something. But until next one, everybody, this is FAIRI signing out and saying thank you for joining me. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out. And yeah, until the next one, everybody. Good morning, good night, good evening, good afternoon. And I will see you all in the next one. But until then, everybody, farewell. Farewell, everyone.